Welcome back to the second half of Our City. And today we're discussing the great things that happen over at Family and Children's Services. So we talked about being culturally competent and being able to serve different communities. What type of populations do you mainly serve at Family and Children's Services?
We serve a variety of populations. We particularly focus on children, children who have experienced abuse or neglect or have had some interaction with the juvenile justice system. But we also treat their families as well. We have recently been trained in evidence-based practices to support our military population, so active and former service members. We have specialized training to be able to provide services to them and their families as well.
Now, as you talk about the military, when they come to see you, do you accept military health insurance?
Yes, we do. We've worked to get on their panel, so we offer another option outside of the VA.
And do you have any services above and beyond for the veterans?
Well, Natasha does a lot of work of trying to get
Okay.
our veterans in the door, to access service.
So if we don't provide case management, if that's the question that you were trying to ask,
Right.
but I have a lot of ties with other nonprofits in the area, all in New Jersey. So we would be there to provide the behavioral health, the mental health piece, and I would be able to provide anything as far as referring out to say, what exactly are you searching for? Is it housing or if it's something else? So I can tie them with that other place.
Now, in addition to the military health insurance, do you take private health insurance also?
We do. We take Blue Cross Blue Shield. We are on their panel, and we also accept out-of-network benefits.
Now, it sounds like you covered everything under the sun, but what services don't you provide?
We do not provide psychiatric services, so we do not provide medication monitoring or really focus our efforts on treating the persistently mentally ill. There are other services in the community that are able to provide those type of services.
The clients that you service, are they referrals? How do they find the agencies?
There are a variety of ways. Clients could self-refer, so they could contact our intake worker and they could refer themselves. DCPMP refers a lot of our clients to the agencies. We also receive a lot of referrals from juvenile probation, parole and transitional services. So there are ways to access our services either by self-referral or referral from a partner community agency.
And as far as outreach, how do you reach out to the community here in the city of Elizabeth?
Oh, Natasha's our expert on that, so I'll let her speak to that.
Every month I pretty much do a wide search of available events that are going on. Recently, I attended the Union County College's Wellness Day. I was there and provided information to all their students about what we have and how we're able to be there for them. I also attended the Mental Health Summit for the VA that was located at the Lions. So anything that is available, regardless of what it is, even if it's back to school night, which
Right.
school number 9 had recently. We were there. Our model is for Transforming Trauma is that we're not here to provide trainings just for clinicians, for social workers. We're here to provide trainings for everyone because in reality, there are people that may experience trauma, and even the janitor might witness something and say, hey, I know of a place that you can go to get services, go to Family and Children's Services, and that's what we want. So that's why I outreach anywhere and everywhere.
Now, in the case of veterans, how do you outreach and how do you find them?
Same thing. I go into certain engines to search as far as what events are going on regarding to veterans. I'm part of the Veterans Stakeholder Committee, which is run by Catholic Charities. So I'm in anything and everywhere. I mean, I always encourage people to send me emails if I'm not part of that or if something else is coming up. Passaic County recently had a Veterans Resource Fair, which I was part of that also. Again, I go through all different counties, so it's not just Union County, but anywhere, so that way veterans know and active service members that there is a place for them in case they don't want to go through VA.
Now, are all programs open to the public, or some are and some are not? How does that work?
Some of our programs are contracted through DCPMP, so those are not accessible, like our in-home service, for example, is not accessible to the public. Our outpatient services and our grant funded are open to the public. but again, primarily with the focus on being children, so children and their families.
What would make Family and Children's Services different from other community mental health nonprofits? What would make the difference?
I think what's really setting us apart right now is the opportunities we've had to train our staff. And also the training we provide at no cost. So not only have we been trained, we're also going out into the community to train. So our resident trainer, Melissa Englings, has partnered with the Elizabeth School District, other community partners like the YWCA, to go out to train staff not only on the signs and symptoms of trauma, but also how do you take care of yourself? How do you prevent that vicarious trauma? When we work in these high intensity fields, taking care of ourselves to be able to provide this service. Not only us as counselors and social workers, but also teachers. You know, teachers in our community are under a tremendous amount of stress. So what do people do to take care of themselves? And I think our push towards disseminating that information, our efforts to become a trauma-informed community throughout not only Elizabeth, Union County, but the state of New Jersey, for people really to switch the focus on from what's wrong with you to what's happened to you. So I really think that's setting us apart right now.
And Dave, with all these services they're talking about and all the needs that they have to accommodate, how do you go about planning to fund these things?
Good question. Real good question. Well, yeah, I mean, we do have a planning committee, and so they anticipate, the direction behavioral sciences is going in the future. So we take a broader perspective of where that profession is headed. We are always looking for contracts, like DIFAS, like SAMHSA. I didn't mention, but in our grant and fundraising, we approach it in 3 different levels. One is we have these are consultants, so they're per diem consultants. An individual who writes for the federal grants. We have another individual who writes for state and county grants. And then we have a third individual who is more of an event planner, so to speak. And they're paid, just for the work that they do. So that's another way we do really reach out and try to cover our bases in raising monies.
Okay.
But the board, one of the primary responsibilities for the Board of Trustees is to make those visits, make those calls on prospective funders, donors, and as we always say, make the ask.
Right.
Explain the good work that Family and Children's Services does, and then make the ask to donate and to support us financially.
Right.
Yeah.
And Family and Children's Services is located where?
Well, we have 2 locations. The main location, we've been there for quite a few years, is 40 North Avenue. And the second location, where both Marissa and Natasha work, is 16 Jefferson, right a block from the county courthouse.
Right, we're in the same building with Planned Parenthood and the YMCA daycare.
And are the same services provided at both locations, or no?
Pretty much we mirror each other, and we have such wonderful staff. They're willing to accommodate our clients. If a client says, they can really access the Jefferson location, our clinician will come over and set up an appointment for that family there.
A little bit of a distinction, and I think you raised this, Marissa, was that the Jefferson location is probably more compatible for teenagers and older individuals. Whereas 40 North, you have a lot of families with elementary, middle school children. So sometimes the teenagers feel a little bit uncomfortable coming to 40 North when there, are rag dolls and other playthings around. But so you probably get more of the 17, 18, 19, 21-year-olds?
And with our work with probation, we're right around the corner from probation, so we try to ease reporting for those clients. So if they're reporting with their probation officer on Monday, they could come see us first, then go see their officer, or vice versa. So.
And what's your hours of operation?
We are Monday through Friday, I believe, or Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturday, 8 to 3.
And you have to have an appointment before you show up, am I right?
Yes, that is correct. All services are by appointment.
And with the age of social media, are you on Facebook and things like that? No?
We are on
Yes, we are.
Facebook.
We're on Twitter, Facebook. Everything is accessible through our website.
And your website is?
FACSNJ.org. And people can also self-refer themselves through there. So in case they don't want to call in or they're not ready, they could do it through our website.
And it remains somewhat anonymous?
Sort of, in a way. If they're just seeking information, they can always still go through our website if they don't want to call in.
Okay. And the phone number?
The phone number is 908-352-7474, and they could ask for intake if they're looking to access services.
And the date of your modeling debut is?
When is
It's
that?
March 3rd. It's March 3rd of 2016. Yes.
And I'm sure we'll be at
yeah,
Suburban.
At your urging, both Marissa and Natasha will be, coming out on the runway.
Okay. Remember that. We heard it first here. I want to thank you all for stopping by today
Thank you.
Thank you.
and continue the great work.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you for tuning in this segment of Our City. We want to wish you all a great and wonderful week. Thank you.
Offering everything you could want from college, including a life,